We out. We out, baby. It's Chocopie Senior here. We going. We are going outside, man. Oh my gosh, I feel like a vampire. How did such an extroverted man that hangs out with people constantly turn into this man that can't even leave his house? Oh gosh. Anyways, we're not going out for anything good. I need to get a new vape. Oh man. If only I had a time machine, I'd go back in time and slap myself and be like, dude, what you doing, dog? Stop being an idiot. Let me show you what your future looks like. Well, I guess my future ain't too bad. I got a good wife. But, dude, being sick for 2 years right now, oh, God, that's no good. Anyways, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I just haven't done it in a while, so I thought I would. But I'm 1 week away from selling my biz. I hope the new owners are blessed financially. I think they will, man. I put so much money in. You know, my pops had to put so much money in to keep this business going, you know. And the employees, they will never know, like, especially what was going on with my business. Like, they thought seeing, you know, a lot of people coming in and staying at our hotel that things are looking good, and things are looking good for the next owners. Because, like I said, when you own a business, it takes about 5 years until you get return on investment. That's just business people, they always say that. Now, sometimes it could be sooner, sometimes it could be a lot longer. You know, that's like when you pay off the loan for the business and then you're just getting straight profit, right? Now, I have a business model type. I don't know, there's words for it, but I just don't know. But my business model type, when you have a hotel, is you don't really make too much off of the hotel unless you have like a very rich hotel. But then you're talking about rich people money, and rich people money, even getting $200,000 or $300,000 a year is not that much, because they probably have multiple different businesses, right? But a hotel is a type of business where you could cruise. It's not easy, but it can be, depending on what kind of hotel you got. But if you got a larger scale hotel, you got more managers you could hire, you know, that could take off the load off you. I had a hotel where we weren't there, but we weren't cheap enough, but we were just in that middle line where I had to do everything myself, but we could still hire people, but we didn't have enough money to have a sales representative, all this other, you know, maintenance manager. Like, we didn't have all those things. But by the God's grace and the goodness of my employees that I had at the last moments of this hotel, I made it, you know. I've talked to every single one of them, told them I loved them, told them I appreciated their time and their loyalty to me. I want to take them out to go eat. But it is kind of sad. You know, 7 years ago, I came out of jail, straight out of a DUI, second DUI. I thought I was going to go to jail for 3 months. Ended up only having to serve 1 month because of Washington laws and a good lawyer, Greg. A shout out to you, my lawyer. And I was doing work release, so I would go to jail to go sleep, and in the morning I would be let out to go to work at my dad's gas station at the time. And I remember reading the contract for this business inside jail. It's still jail, even if it's work release jail. But I remember, I thought, you know, I could see my pride at such a young age. I want to show off, even though the people inside the jail, like everybody in jail, you feel like you're connected because you're both all suffering, but and there you share phone numbers, all that, but they never call, and you don't ever call. It's just a thing, all right? But I remember I was reading my contract for my business, the hotel business I was about to take over inside the jail, and hoping someone would ask me because of stupid ego and pride. But then I moved all the way out here to this small city called Yakima, and then we're here in this city. And I remember the first day, the manager, I'm parked now, the manager, my dad got this location because he's a smart businessman. It was right off you know, kind of next to the highway, which is good. Location-wise, is good. You know, you either buy a business that's doing really good, and the owner is maybe getting to retirement age, right? Or number two, the location is a very good location, so you buy it for a high price. Or three, the hotel has a good location and stuff, but the management, the owners are non-hands-on. So that means it gives you more of a chance to grow the business, to make it more money. So he did the right thing, I believe. Even with all the bad stuff that happened with the hotel, and a lot of it was my mistakes, and a lot of it wasn't my mistakes. It's just bad luck. But in between all that, it was crazy. Like I said, sorry, I lost track for a second. A hotel is a business, especially mine, where you don't make money until you sell it. So you try to raise the revenue of the hotel when you buy it from the previous owners. And when you do, in about 2 to 3 years, if you raise it quite enough, like for me, if I raise my revenue $100,000 or $200,000 more than the previous owners had, then I could have sold it for $1 million profit. Now that's what we were waiting for. We were waiting for like $3 million profit type of stuff, but because of COVID happened, everything got backfired. Now, I didn't get paid a lot, but if you own like a grocery store or a gas station, my brother-in-law makes, close to like 20, 25K. You could make, or like 15,000, like around that mid-range a month profit, take home money, just him. But you have to work your butt off there. It's not just like easy money where you could have employees and you'll make, you usually have to work your bones off. But he's making good money. And I've never, I make about like 8K or something. Now I do. When I first began working at that hotel, I think I was only making like $3,000 a month. I'm the owner, so supposedly the owner wasn't making a lot. But like I said, it's where when you sell it, you're supposed to make your money. That's how hotels work. So that's why hotels are for rich people. Gas stations and the middle ground businesses, restaurants, those are for, middle class people, but in the lower base. Every Asian dreams to own hotels, but not motels. My dad just gave me a motel to start her off. So, just in case something like this happens, we can still survive. It wasn't like $12 million. It was about $4 million, and it's not all out of pocket. My dad invested about $1 million, and the bank covers the rest. That's how it usually works out. But yeah, first day I came here, out of jail, straight to Yak Sound. The employees saw my face. Half of them said, I'm quitting, right in front of my face. I found out the manager, my dad told me this was a good thing. He said the manager works night shifts, the general manager, nighttime shifts. What business would be good where a general manager at a hotel should be working night shifts? Night shifts is the worst. Like, it's just the most boringest time and there's nothing happening. A manager should be working on the most busiest times. So do you see what I'm saying? That's why my dad thought it was good. There's opportunity to grow it. And I remember the manager told me, oh, yeah, I'm definitely not going to work for you, but here's the passcode to the safe and there you go. And I was just left stranded. And half the employee quit. So I interviewed each employee and I found one employee that everyone was talking crap about, but then when I talked to her, she seemed legit. So I told her, hey, I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give you a chance. I don't care about your background. I don't care about nothing. I just care about you right now and how you work for me for the future. And she taught me how to run the front desk, how to do cash, how they do the reports and everything. And somehow I made it through and I made her manager. And she was good to me for many years, up until something bad happened and I had to let her go, But such is life, man. It's going to be a little weird for me for a little bit. I have no problem working again. It's just my health issues. My pride is definitely gone now. I have no problem even working back at McDonald's if the pay was good enough. But chocopie is going to be in a little, I guess, limbo for myself up until my pops and me work out maybe a next smaller business than what I had. Chocopie's dreams of becoming a quick millionaire, this was my chance with this hotel motel. I could have been a quick millionaire. But that wasn't in God's plans. So I give my hands to God, you know. And honestly, I was so arrogant when I first owned that place. Started meeting the hotel owners. I was just such an arrogant young man, thinking, man, I'm a business owner. You know, I make more money than most of the people in this small town city. It's a very low income city. Worst crime rate in Washington State, you know. That's what I learned about the city before I moved here. I had such big ego above me, and they all came crashing down during COVID time. And now I realize life is crazy, man. Hurricanes and winds could hit you at any moment, and you need to be prepared. But sometimes even if you're prepared, you ain't prepared. And that's why I'm so glad that Jesus protects me, man. You know, I don't need nobody to believe in Jesus to like them, but I definitely preach to believe in Jesus because he saved my butt so many times. And he saved my butt again because we were so close to bankruptcy until we found this new owner. We put so much renovation in and so much to make this hotel become a hotel again. Because during COVID, I had to do something called H-2A, which is Mexican farm workers coming up from Mexico that stays here on a visa for 6 months. And that kind of was a good thing, but it also ruined my hotel because having people come in and out and housekeepers going in and cleaning it every day is good. But then having someone live there as an apartment, there's a lot of damage, smell for a hotel. So reverting that back, and we had bunk beds that I bought and built and put into these rooms, every one of them. And to remove all those bunk beds and all this stuff, it was a headache. I've been through a lot here. But now that chapter's coming to an end, and hopefully God got a new chapter for me, and it's gonna be good. And I didn't know my wife knew how to run a business up until this year, which is a good thing, because I was doing everything. I was a control freak. But for the last 6 months, she's been running this business solo dolo with the help of our good friend Dave, that I love, who's a mentor to me. I met him through AA, which is Alcoholics Anonymous. But anyways, that's chocopie. I don't know who might watch this, but if you watch this, just know, dude, life can be really, really hard. But it always turns around if you give it enough time and you don't give up. And especially if you believe in Jesus. But that's all I got to say. Anyways, have fun. Enjoy your life. Deuces.